Hey everyone, we're here today to talk with Gabriel from Paychant about everything it takes to build an application like Paychant, and also what it was like to build on CELO, the blockchain. So we'll jump right into it. Gabriel, do you want to introduce yourself briefly and then describe what is Paychant and why you started it?
Sure. My name is Gabriel, and I'm the co-founder of Paychant. So what is Paychant? Paychant is a cryptocurrency payment gateway. We let businesses and individuals accept payments in digital currencies, either through our API or using any of our custom payment tools. Paychant also provides a remittance service that enables anyone around the world to send money to Africa using CELO dollar, which you can also call them the CUSD, and other digital assets. 4 days ago, we launched our quick service, which would let people from 10 African countries to purchase service directly with their CUSD and other digital assets on Paychant. So some of these services are electricity. You can purchase ticket there. You can buy an airtime. You can buy an internet data and many more. So Paychant is driving main purpose of cryptocurrency by providing a plain feed for acceptance, remittance, and spending. For example, there's a popular service. So there's a popular service. I won't mention the name. So we send the money from there from Nigeria to Ghana, and it takes about 2 days, and before the money could get to Ghana. So our Paychant. So we are thinking remitting money to Ghana and other African countries should be fast, secure, and easy as sending a text message. Thank you.
Great. Well, thanks for that introduction, Gabriel. I'm starting to understand better what Paychant is. I've shared a link there in the chat. I'm curious. You mentioned speed is important. You mentioned in the past it might take 2 days to send something to Ghana. What else made you really want to start this? Did you have any experiences that said, hey, I think there's an opportunity to either make things faster or make things more affordable? What led you to start Paychant? Have you worked in the space before, or what gave you the idea?
Oh, yes. Thank you. Yeah. And in 2016, and we are freelancing. So me and Moses. So we are working for a company in Australia. So it was very difficult, for us to receive our payments, from Australia, because all the channels we have then was very stressful, very slow. Some might take like 1 week, for the money to get to Nigeria. So cryptocurrency came in, and our employer, so he said if he should be paying us in Bitcoin. So, but then we don't really have much experience about Bitcoin then. So we were doing some research on it, and we were surprised that the same day we received the payment in Bitcoin, and we could just go to an exchange and exchange the money to fiat. So we are so surprised about the technology and so fascinated, and it was so helpful for us. So this led to what Paychant is doing today. So we are trying to create an avenue where sending of money can be easy, fast, and secure. So that's what led to the innovation of Paychant.
Do you think that people will use the service like your original use case, which was getting paid as a contractor? Do you think people will use Paychant for that, or will it be more about e-commerce and buying things online, or all of it?
Yes, I would say the both, because as soon as we launched Paychant then in 2019, so there was this guy. So I think his clients are in Japan. So he was developing a caricature image. So, and I think he might have the issue that we have in 2016 as well. So he used Paychant to receive money from his clients in Japan. So, and he was so happy, and we even post his image on our platform on LinkedIn. So he was so happy because of the service. So I would say that is a very innovative thing. And also, if we want to talk about the remittance, remitting money to Africa is very cost, and it's like impossible, especially in Nigeria. So most of all the avenues has been blocked, and so I would say people really adopt it. So and they really, I think it's going to be really helpful for them. Thank you.
That makes sense. Okay, so let's talk about developers real quick, and really let's ask some questions that some developers had asked us, because when they look at what you've built, the first question is what all do I need to know to build something like Paychant? What sort of skills do I need to go and try to tackle a challenge like you're working on?
I would say first, and don't be afraid. And because then there was a lot of so I would say languages, terminologies. Then and you have the light node, and you have the full node, and you have the gas. All this all this type of terminologies. But I would say don't be afraid, just go into it. And also like every other new technology, it takes persistency, to to join the ecosystem. So that's my point. Don't be afraid, just go into it, and things will be more clearer. So and also then there are a lot of things that wasn't clear to us when we start Paychant, but we never set back. We just start the journey, and as time goes on, all these things start getting more clearer to us. So that's what I would say. People who are entering the Web3 ecosystem.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, there's a question I see in the chat, which maybe is a good one to just grab right away. Someone's asking, what's the typical transaction flow? Let's say remittance or an airtime top up. What would that look like? Who are let's say that I assume there's at least two parties involved, a sender and a receiver.
Yes.
What are the steps they would go through, and how would you just sort of describe the end-to-end process from a user experience perspective?
Okay, I would say the experience is a very smooth and easy one, and that's what we call it. And that's why we pick a name for quick. So sending it is just like sending a text message. Once you go there, you click on the you click your country, then you pick the service you want, and after the service you pick the subsection of the service, then you make your payment, and the service is going to either notify you through your SMS or through your email using the prepaid service.
Okay, so just so I'm clear on that, is the use case of the airtime top up, is that something live now, or is that something that you hope to build, or how does that work?
Yeah, the airtime and the internet data are live now, and by Monday, we are going to launch let's say by next week, and we're going to launch the electricity, and so whereby users will be able to purchase their electricity bill from the quick service instantly.
Okay, and is that something that is just in Nigeria, or which I assume that you have to have some integration with the electricity providers, or how does that work, and where can people actually do this?
Well, in Nigeria, so I haven't just we are doing some research on some other African countries, but in Nigeria, and we can just partner with some with local vendors when we are doing this service. So we can just maybe get the API and we just connect things together. So I think that's it. Okay, that makes sense. And so some people are asking about, is this something that's just for Nigeria? You mentioned an example of sending to Ghana in the past. How would you, looking at Africa as a whole, how would you describe sort of the Web3 opportunity there? A lot of people are sort of see the opportunity, but I'm curious, as someone who's living it, how would you describe the opportunity for Web3 across Africa? How do you think it's going to roll out? I would say there are a lot of opportunities in Web3. As a lot of developers in Africa are willing to start either their own exchanges or other blockchain-related projects. So, for example, so as soon as we launched Paychant in 2019, a guy contacted us. So he said he would like to do an intern with us, so we could learn how the blockchain development works. So these are some of the signs, that developers in Africa are ready for the Web3 shift.
That makes sense. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about your tech stack and what this looks like to sort of put together. So I assume that there is a mobile app component, or is it just on the web? I assume that there's some sort of back-end server. I assume that there's something that talks to the blockchain. What are all this sort of, what's the block diagram? What are the high-level pieces that it takes to put together a service from a technical perspective, from a developer perspective?
Okay, yes. So I would say before we were using because we are on DigitalOcean. So
Yeah.
and I would say we were using Drupal. So
Yes.
and our advisors and the advisors that it won't be scalable if we should go ahead with using Drupal. It's going to cost us a lot. So we've moved to Kubernetes cluster, and so with this, so we're able like to break all these codes, into smaller chunks, so of future complications. So, and I would say our technology stacks are range from PHP, and we use a Node.js, and we use the Redis for our cache. So, and all the front end components, the HTML, the CSS, and all that.
That makes sense. And what is your approach to blockchains? Are you hoping to standardize on one blockchain? Are you hoping to be compatible with multiple blockchains? Are you going to focus on just stable coins? Or you focus on any asset? What's your thinking about either picking one blockchain or using multiple blockchains?
Well, I would say the future of blockchain is digital assets. So all the utility tokens we have on Paychant now is just just to bring people into the ecosystem, just to draw them closer that we have digital assets on our platform. So that's just the main purpose, because users controls the market. They are the one who decide what's going on in the market. So basically, most of them now they are still mostly used with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all these utility tokens. But I think in 1 year or 2 years to come, so I think digital assets will be the mainstream of payments.
Okay, so you're saying that right now you think people are mostly going to be using Bitcoin and Ethereum with Paychant, but you're going to listen to what users are saying and follow users, and if they want a stable coin like CELO dollar or CUSD, then you're going to make that available too. But you're not going to pick a single blockchain and just do a single blockchain.
Just for now. So I say just for now. So as soon as the market, as soon as people get start getting more awareness about the platform. So I think digital tokens is not here for long. So it's not here for long. So digital currency is the future.
Yep. Okay. There's someone asked a question in the Ask a Question section, and so I'll try to paraphrase it now, which it says, what do you think is the biggest challenge for mobile payment adoption in Africa right now? Is it infrastructure? Is it education? Is it something else? What are the biggest challenges for mobile payment adoption in Africa, would you say?
I would say let's start with education. So I would say education, and I would say infrastructure, because for us to get started with Paychant, it takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of research. It takes a lot of money to purchase all of our cloud infrastructures. So I would say education, then infrastructures follows.
So when you say education, is it do you think for the end users or for the developers building the platform, or where do you think that the education can really come in?
I would say for the end users, because on our platform, so we still have some users that we are still giving setting out some tutorials for. So I would say education for the end users, because most of them don't know this beautiful service exists. So I would say education for end users and developers, and I think they don't really have much problem, and because to setting up CELO is easy as setting up any other, it's easy to set up so than any other blockchain infrastructure. So I would say the education for end users is mostly needed.
Okay. When you look at other wallets out there. There's a wallet that CELO has called Valora. There's other wallets out there. Do you plan to integrate with the wallets? Do you plan to make your own wallet? What do you think your positioning is regards to with the other wallets that are out there?
And I would say for now, and I would say and I can't say for now. So
Okay.
So I can't say for now. I can't say for now.
Okay. No worries. No worries. You mentioned one of the components when you're building Paychant is you mentioned learning about light clients, learning about full nodes, and things like that. And we met, I think maybe it's through CELO Camp, and when you were looking at using one of our products called DataHub to essentially host the CELO full node for you. Walk through the process, your thought process of about full nodes. Is it something you want to do in-house? Is it something you want to work with someone like Figment on? How did you think through the process of dealing with full nodes in your tech stack?
Yes, I would say I don't think we'll be looking to setting up full node. So I think that's another another more work for Paychant. So our focus is mainly to serve Africans, to to build a good product for them. So so I think we can leave that up to take care of that area.
Okay. There's another question we have, which is for the end user. We talked about education for the end user. What does someone need to understand about cryptocurrency to send a transaction? Do they need to know anything about cryptocurrency? Do they need to buy it beforehand? What would the onboarding process look like for someone who's never used crypto before to use Paychant?
Yes, I would say they need to have the supported assets on our platform. So, so I think they need to have the wallet set up because most of all the tokens will be coming from the wallet. So I think they need to set up a wallet first. So I think after that, I think they can make any purchase on Paychant.
Okay, that makes sense. In terms of the Paychant product, there's a couple of questions about, can you only register for this if you're in Nigeria? Is that how it works today, and how will it work in the future?
No. So I think we want to be serving all Africans. So and let's take the Quick that will launch on Monday, for example. So the Quick is available for 10 African countries, and you can purchase an airtime in 10 African countries. You can purchase internet data in 10 African countries, and we are also bringing all those services whereby all the 10 African countries can make a purchase, on Paychant as well.
Okay, that makes sense. When you look to the future, what's next for Paychant? Are you hoping to add any more people on your team? Are you hoping to roll out new features? When you look to the future, is there anything you'd like to share about what you are going to go build next?
And for now, I would say we want to be focused on the Quick for now, and because our research it shows that people in Africa, and once you tell them you are going to be paying them either in digital assets, their first thought is that this asset, how can I spend it? They are like, where can I spend it? What can I use it to do? So, and I think that's what Quick is doing, the Quick Paychant. So once you get your digital assets, your CELO digital assets, you don't need to worry about how you're going to spend it. You just go to the Quick. You can purchase your day-to-day daily needs with Quick. So I would say we are more focused on the Quick at this moment. So we are bringing more services into the Quick. And as I said earlier, by next week we are going to be adding the electricity for the 36 Nigerian states. So also they can be able to purchase electricity from the Quick service. Yes.
Okay, so I just put the link to Quick, that Quick subdomain into the chat. This is what you're talking about, right? You're saying this is going to be a big focus for you going forward. Is this product you have, Quick?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And so I'm looking at the on that Quick website right now, and there's a few examples we've talked about. Buy airtime, buy electricity. Are these other ones live yet? Buy data, cable TV, pay bills, event tickets, food, travel, hotel. Are those what you're going to be rolling out, or is that already live?
No, I think those are what we are going to be rolling out. And as I said earlier, by next week, the electricity is going to be available in Nigeria and other African countries as well. And also the cable TV. So and also the cable TV. So it's going to be available by next week. And don't let me say next week. So very soon, it's going to be available. Yes.
Well, that's very cool. That's really neat to see. And so the user experiences, they're going to use Quick. They will need to have some cryptocurrency already. They'll need Ethereum or Bitcoin or CELO or something like that to use Quick. Is that right?
Yes.
Do you have any recommendations about places where people can onboard into crypto and get those digital assets?
Oh yes. For CUSD, we have coin lists, so where they can purchase. And also Bittrex as well, or I think on Binance as well. So where they can purchase. So for other assets, so I think people can. I think they're everywhere, so people can purchase it from there.
Okay. So there's a couple exchanges available to people if they want to sort of onboard into crypto, and once they have those assets, then they can use something like Quick.
Yes.
Okay. I'm curious how outside of Paychant, how is cryptocurrency being adopted in Nigeria? Is there any pushback from certain groups or governments? Are people interested in this? How would you describe sort of the environment around cryptocurrencies right now?
I would say I would say the cryptocurrency space has been really booming in Africa, especially Nigeria. So, and if you check the stats, and you see that Nigeria one of the country in a way they traded Bitcoin the most. So I would say there's a very big opportunity for for crypto in Africa, especially Nigeria.
Okay. There's a question about fees or network fees. How are fees handled in the app? Does a user pay for the fee? Does the sender or receiver pay for the fee? How do fees work inside Paychant?
The sender pays for the fee. So, but it's just a fraction fee. So.
Yeah. Okay. So the sender, if let's say I'm sending Ethereum to you, as a sender, I pay the gas fee, and there's also a 1% Paychant fee as well.
Yes, of our dashboard, and using the Quick, you don't need to worry about the transaction fee. We only collect the network fee. That's all.
Okay. Great. Okay. And with Quick, do you imagine this will be a mobile app, or will this be a website, or how will people use Quick?
For now, we have it on the web, and very soon we are planning to launch the for mobile users, and for mobile Android and iOS app. So, but right now it's on the web.
Got it. Okay. So there's a few questions about where can I use this, and if you go on that Quick website, you can see the drop down of the supported countries and also the sort of use cases. So the questions about is this only for people in Nigeria? It sounds like no. It sounds like you can use in at least these 10 countries.
Yes.
Okay, great. And in terms of the timing, it looks like you're doing a bigger launch with Quick next week. So maybe people should check back next week. Where should people follow you? Is Twitter the best place? Do you like to send emails? How should people, if people want to stay up to the latest and greatest things with Paychant, how should they keep in touch with you?
So I think they should use Twitter. Twitter. So.
Okay. Twitter, that's easy enough. Okay.
Yes.
I'm curious about any other digital assets you might support in the future. How do you decide what you might support next? I see Ethereum, Bitcoin, CUSD, maybe Tethers in there. Do you have some upcoming assets you want to support, or are you just kind of wait and see what customers ask for?
Yeah, I would say for now, and we are not looking to support any assets for now. So I think we are good with one, and with the one we have. Yes.
Yep. Okay. So there was a question, how do you partner with organizations? What's the process? And this is from Josh F. So Josh, I don't know if your question is more about how do you partner as, say you want to integrate with Quick so you can use Quick to pay for something or not, but Gabriel, what's the process for partnering with Paychant?
Okay, I think they can contact us through the through our email at hello@paychant.com. So I think that would be good.
Okay, so send an email and then you'll sort of kick off a manual process. That makes sense. Okay. All right, great. So we're about through all the questions that I was hoping to hear about. I was really wanted to hear about what it took for you to build Paychant to where it is today. From a technical perspective, what are all the pieces that you've had to deal with? How you thought about blockchains, how you thought about using a service like DataHub to outsource the full nodes. All this makes sense. And so it's very exciting to hear about Quick and see what you're doing next for Quick. Is there anything else that you'd like to say to anyone watching this now or watching this later, either about Paychant or about Web3?
Yes, and what I'm going to add is that if you want to start a blockchain project, so I think you should start with CELO, and because it's very easy to get started with, and I would say honestly, if we should have discovered CELO before Ethereum, and I think we would have gone through the headache of Ethereum. So I say the blockchain developers, Web2 developers who are transitioning to the Web3. So I think they should get started with CELO. So because there are a lot of services which are freely provided for them. So.
Right. Yeah, I think that's good advice. I think CELO has done a great job of onboarding people from all over the world. They have a number of programs, accelerator programs to get startups off the ground, provide funding, provide mentorship, provide connections. And so, I've personally been a part of CELO Camp as a mentor a couple times. And I think that maybe that's how we originally met, was in CELO Camp. But yeah, I agree. They've done a great job of helping people all over the world get started building a blockchain. So yeah, I think that's really good advice. Okay, great. Anything else? Any questions you have for me, or anything else you want to say before we sign off today?
And not really.
Okay. Well, thanks for your time, Gabriel. It was very nice to meet you and hear about Paychant. Everyone follow them on Twitter to get the latest updates and announcements about Quick. And it's very exciting to see.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Yes, bye. Yeah.